Guys, Secret Service Sam here with a very, very special super secret show. I have none other than one of the most famous high-profile lawyers you can get on camera, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mark Geragos.
Well, thank you. And by the way, in our mock courtroom, right?
This is amazing. By the way, we have been to a lot of mock courtrooms, and people, I mean, we can see the wide shot. This is one of the nicest courtrooms I've ever seen.
Yeah, we kind of modeled it off of the L.A. Superior Court.
Okay.
But you notice behind you, two-way mirrors.
I know. What's
that?
Okay, Mark, I'm watching you. Now, Mark, let's get right off. Should Diddy be free today? What are your feelings?
I absolutely should be. And as we're discussing this, the judge has ordered yesterday for the government tomorrow to answer his bail motion, and he should be free. I mean, it's a pretty compelling case if you take a look at what the defense wrote. They basically said, look, we have scoured the case law. We have not found a John, and that's the term, for somebody who pays a prostitute.
Okay.
We have not found one who's been charged under the act, under the Mann Act, which, by the way, started as
from 1910, right? That's like it's 110 years old. The Mann Act.
And by the way, its most famous early application was against who? Jack Johnson, the black heavyweight fighter, for transporting a white woman across state lines.
Wow.
At least in his case, apparently he had sex. In this case, there's no allegation that Sean had sex with a prostitute. By the way, it's kind of crazy in a lot of ways. If you go 13 miles from here is Burbank Airport.
Right.
Okay. I don't know about you. I'm going to take a wild guess. I'll bet you've been on a Friday afternoon at the Burbank Airport flying to Vegas.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Have you noticed that there are a lot of people who are going to Vegas and they're not going there for a sobriety convention?
Why no, Mark? What would they be going there for?
By the way,
enlighten us.
Yes, and I'm going to guess.
We don't have that kind of money.
I'm going to guess that a lot of those people who are flying Southwest to Las Vegas are going there to maybe end up having sex.
Yes.
And by the way,
hopefully they hope to be usually.
And it reminds me, there was in the Ninth Circuit where we are, there was at one point a chief judge, and he used to say, you give me any male walking around. I don't know why he said male, but he said male. And a U.S. attorney who wants to find 3 violations of the federal code, they can do it. And that's what this case reminds me of. Name another case where anybody is sitting in custody where they were the John who supposedly didn't have sex and they're in custody.
It's insane. No, I agree. So hopefully Diddy, we'll find out tomorrow. There's a potential Trump pardon. Are you buying into any of that? Or what do you think?
Look, I don't think that it's beyond the pale for Donald Trump to say, you know what? They took their best shot and they lost, basically.
Yeah.
They tried to take all of this guy's life and all of his assets. They didn't win. So enough already.
Give him his life back.
Give him his life back is right. He's been there for a year.
Right. Now, for people who don't know, you're representing the Menendez brothers. Should they be let out right away?
They should have been let out, I don't know, in May. Basically, the judge resentenced them to 50 to life. As we sit here, 3 weeks from tomorrow is their parole hearing.
Right. And what about D.A. Hochman? Some people say he kind of has a stick up his butt a little bit. What can I say that? I don't know.
Yes, I think you can because, by the way, page 7 of their document that they filed with the parole board, they start talking about the late Jose Menendez.
Yes.
His interest in the stock of the company.
Right.
Guess who ended up representing the principals of the company when the IRS came knocking and said 3 months after the death that you transferred your assets offshore? Guess who represented him?
Give up. Who is it?
Nathan Hochman and his father's firm.
Wow. That's very...
So you wonder why. You wonder why. Why is this guy so charged up about this?
Interesting. And what do you think about Governor Newsom's stance on the case?
I think if Newsom is savvy, he would, in a heartbeat, let them out. I think he knows
Right.
that. I think look, anybody who looks at this case understands the 90s, and I've said this before.
Sure.
Hochman is there because the 90s came calling and they wanted their DA's office back. The 90s were a unique time. We were here in California. The third rail was crime and law and order and kind of this going off the deep end to the point where we actually, filled up so many prisons with people who were stealing pizza for third strike offenses. Enough. These guys were victims. The Menendez brothers were victims. They were predatory is not even the word. Can you imagine?
No.
And it was incomprehensible that their father could be doing this to them. We've kind of evolved, and we understand that sometimes crazy things happen, and that's all I would say. And why the DA's office is decided that we're going to draw a line in the sand and say we're going to protect to try to rehabilitate Jose Menendez's reputation makes no sense.
That makes no sense. And also, what about Eric Menendez? He recently, it was kidney stones that he was taken to the hospital
there were
for.
complications, and it was awful. Knock on wood. He's hopefully
Okay.
going to be all right before the hearing itself, like I said, which is in 3 weeks, but touch and go.
So it's that serious?
Yeah, it was very serious.
Oh,
it
wow.
was
Was it just kidney stones? 'Cause I know my dad had
there
kidney
were
stones
complications, and I'm not. Well, by the way,
You're not
my
at
mother,
liberty to say.
My mother used to have kidney stones.
Okay.
She used to tell me, I'd rather give birth than go through that again.
That's what my dad did it, and he didn't go through birth, but he said it.
He said-
He knows what it feels like now.
Exactly. I mean, nobody, and I don't want to get into the details of it, but I wouldn't wish this on Nathan Hochman.
Good one. Now, tell me about you and Harvey Levin have your podcast, Two Angry Men.
And
why are you guys so angry? What's going on with that?
I think there's a lot of, I tease Harvey. He's got an assistant, and I tease the assistant because he leaves at like 4:30, and I tell him, what are you, banker's hours? And he says, Harvey says the same thing. So apparently we come at the world at the same way, and although I love his assistant, he's great. We're angry because I think we've seen so much, and it's almost like the public, or at least certain consumers, have amnesia. And they don't remember what happened 30, 60, or 90 days ago.
Right, yeah.
That can make you angry.
Yeah, that's true. That's interesting. So, and you guys, what platform is it on? Is it on TMZ?
It's on TMZ's YouTube. It's on LA Magazine YouTube. It's also on Spotify and anywhere else, Apple.
Okay. And tell me, I'm a parent of 3 kids. I can only imagine how proud you must be of your daughter Tenny for winning this recent case. How does that feel to kind of be watching your kid? That's got to be pretty amazing.
So I sat in there when she gave the opening statement.
I was there too.
All I could think of was my father, who was a hard-charging DA and is the other Geragos of Geragos and Geragos when he was alive. I kept thinking he was one generation removed from my grandmother, who escaped from a Turkish orphanage after the Armenian genocide, had him when she was 14. One generation removed was him, and if he could only see 2 generations, his granddaughter, her great-granddaughter, giving the opening statement in the Southern District in the biggest case in the country.
Yeah. In the last how many years since OJ, really?
It really was.
I mean, gosh, and she did an amazing job. She always looked amazing too. Every day I would kind of look for Tenny to be like, what is she wearing today?
Takes after my mother.
Oh, there you go.
It's a style icon.
And why were you not part of that? Are you close to Mr. Combs? I
have known Sean for, in fact, I spoke to him today for well over almost 20 years. And I just thought that I loved the team. I loved Mark Agnifilo, who's Tenny's partner. I thought Tenny was perfect for it. I thought, look, Alexandra Shapiro, I think, is one of the great appellate lawyers. Then Cliff Gardner, who's my co-counsel on Menendez.
Right, Cliff Gardner. I really appreciated how you made sure before the press conference, you said, I'm not doing this till Cliff gets here, but go on.
Yeah, because Cliff is Cliff on the left coast and Alexandra on the right coast. You had Nicole Westmoreland.
God, the bulldog, I called her.
Isn't she something?
I love her, yeah.
And Brian Steele and Xavier.
Donaldson,
it was a great
Don't forget
team.
Jason Driscoll,
the
young guy.
Triple D. I won't
amazing.
tell you what Triple D stands for, but he was the secret weapon.
He was. Every time Jason Driscoll would be like, Your Honor, I'm citing a case from, Pennsylvania verse, and he would say something, and I would say it's like sticking a stick in the spokes of justice, because everybody's like, okay, sidebar, what did that kid just say? How did, the judge is like, okay, every time, he just...
Yeah,
he looks like he's 27, but he's 32.
Okay, you think he looks like he's 27. I think he looks like he's 12.
12,
so,
yes, exactly. Yeah, he looks super young. Yeah, and I think he was like top in his class.
I have no doubt.
He's brilliant.
A brainiac.
Well, I would say Diddy's team was it was like the dream team versus like Spain, and there was just no way they were going to come up. It was just... Everybody had, even the lawyer who interviewed Dr. Hughes, who he was brought in for one day to just destroy her.
By the way, he dismantled her, and guess what? Guess who his better half is?
Who?
Alexandra Shapiro.
Oh, right, exactly. Oh, my God, they almost kind of look alike a little bit.
Yeah,
they have the same
that
kind of hairstyle
that happens
a little bit.
After a marriage.
Oh, yeah,
a while.
I've been with my wife since 19, so I know how that goes.
So I'm going to ask you something.
Oh, please.
How did you decide you were just going to pick up and go there?
The Wall Street Journal asked me if I was going to be going to the trial, and I was like, yeah, because they wanted to cover me. And I guess they looked up influencers who had been covering the Diddy trial, and I was kind of the first one that popped up on Google. So I just decided from there, I went to the jury selection, and I just thought that was going to be it. And then I came back, my wife, she's a speech therapist. I have 3 kids, so the kids were in school, and I'm like, honey, I think I'm going to go back another week. And then it just became this thing where...
So the 2 breakout stars, in my opinion, were you and Laura Conlon.
I love Lauren, yeah.
Right? Those were the 2 breakout stars.
Thank you.
Although there was one woman...
Emily knows everything.
Is she the one who does the Maureen Comey voice impersonation?
Maybe. I think so, yeah. She's brilliant. Yeah, and Armand Wiggins was a big one who was there.
Right.
It was just, it was an amazing thing to be a part of.
By the way, the circus outside was very entertaining.
Exactly.
I don't know that people quite understand what was happening on the street. It's like a street fair out there.
Yeah, well, actually, you don't know, but this is not really a podcast, but it's me trying to get with you because I have one of those line sitters suing me for $100 million.
Really?
Yeah, so I might actually need your representation.
For $100 million?
For $100 million. It's
I'll
nothing.
do what? I'll do a reverse contingency.
No, he's suing me for $100 million.
That's what I mean,
okay.
A reverse contingency.
Oh, good.
Whatever I save you off the $100 million, you pay me a third.
Oh, what a great deal.
Isn't
I'll
that
be
a great
broke
deal?
forever.
So if you get it down to $1 million, you only owe me 33.
God, you're such a great guy.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I have the drama outside the trial. I was being sued by this guy who was a line sitter. I was assaulted in the line. I filed a police report outside.
Kidding.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Well, there was a guy walking around with a stick, and I shouldn't joke because what happened in New York
Jimmy.
just this week, he gets a little dicey.
Yeah, no, I called that guy Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That was Jimmy, who he had tried to assault this guy, John, who's the one who's suing me. And it's like 5 a.m. We're waiting in line, and he comes up to me, and he goes, I'm going to hit that guy with a lead pipe. Shh, snitches get stitches. And I'm just like, whatever, man. I want no part of this. And sure enough, he walks up to him, starts to try and assault him. It was just, and then, every day waiting in that line was like, Hunger Games, I call it. Hunger Games in line,
I love it. Okay,
so, hey,
thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
I
really appreciate your time, Mr. Geragos. And, love to get you on again.
Absolutely, and I've got something for you, but we'll talk about that.
That sounds great. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Thank you.